Hey, so Canon just announced the perfect YouTube camera, but before we get into that, be sure to like the video if you do end up liking it, and subscribe down below if you want to figure out how to use your camera after you end up buying this one. And if you've been looking at getting a camera for YouTube, you're definitely going to want to keep this one on your mind. Not too long ago, Canon released the M50 Mark1, and that kind of took the world by storm. Apparently, it went on to be the best-selling camera, and for good reason. It was really cheap, and it was way better than it had any reason to be. Luckily for us, Canon decided to take the base model of what made that camera great and just add features on top of that for us content creators. So let's get into the Canon M50 Mark II and why you should buy this camera. Well, to start off, the M50 Mark II comes in at $600 for the body only. For a 4K video camera, this is super affordable. And it does film in 4K, so it's gonna get 4K at 24 frames per second, 1080p at 60 frames per second, and then 720p at 120 frames per second. You might be confused on why I even mentioned 720p, but Canon has surprised us before with the EOS R and its ability to film 720p at 120 frames per second. There's slight differences, but you never know how well the quality of that 720 is going to be until we actually get the camera and we can test things out. But that's about the similarities between the Mark I and the Mark II. So of course, Canon does improve things like autofocus. The M50 Mark II has improved dual pixel autofocus specifically with eye tracking in video. You can also look through the EVF and adjust your focus using the touchscreen, which is a nice feature. But where things start to be interesting is all of these additional features they add for content creators. So it has vertical video support, which I can only imagine makes it a lot easier to film content for Instagram, for example. Maybe TikTok. And then it's also going to add a tap video record button onto the screen to make it easier for things like vlogging. And it also makes it easier for vlogging when it comes to a movie self-timer. So, I mean, it's not revolutionary or anything, but instead of having to press record and then go and run all the way over here and do whatever, you can actually press record, and I'm assuming it's going to be similar to a self-timer with photos. So you're going to be able to go and run and get in position, and then the camera is going to start recording. So it's nice that they're at least attempting to add these features that are going to make our lives easier with like vlogging and stuff like that. You can also live stream with this camera straight to YouTube. So you connect the camera to your smartphone, and then you can wirelessly live stream to YouTube, which is really nice. I'm sure the quality is going to be 1,000 times better than your phone by doing it this way. Another great feature is that you can use the M50 Mark II as a webcam. So you just use the Canon app, and then now you have a 4K webcam. So you can see why I say this is the best camera for content creation, with the webcam, the live streaming, vertical video support, better eye focus. This camera is going to be all that you really need to create really good content on the internet. There are like slight drawbacks, like it has a 1.5 times crop because of the APS-C sensor. You can fix this by getting a speed booster if you want, but you can also just get wider lenses. So what lenses should you even get with this camera? Don't get the kit lenses, just save your money that way. I would suggest the Sigma contemporary lenses. You're seeing one right now. This is the Sigma 16mm f1.4. I would highly suggest it. It looks really good for YouTube videos. It's nice and close and wide. You can get it for the M50 Mark II for $420. Another really good lens that you can get for the M50 is the Sigma 56mm f1.4. It comes in at $450. And this is going to be perfect for portraits. So you have the vertical video support for videos, and now you can have this lens that help you take really, really good Instagram photos. I use this lens all the time for photos, and it's my favorite lens to use. You can get both of those lenses plus a 30mm for about $1,200, which is going to be every lens that you can really need. I would highly suggest at least getting the 16mm. But that's about it. So this was a super, super quick video. I just wanted to get this camera on your radar, because if you're looking for getting a camera for YouTube, you should definitely consider this one. The M50 Mark II is the perfect beginner camera, and it's going to get you on the ball. It's gonna get the ball rolling, and it's gonna have all of the features needed for some really, really good content creation. It's not to say that if you wanna start a YouTube channel, you should wait until you get this camera, but this camera is gonna be a really good upgrade from your phone come November. So put this camera on your wish list, get some of these lenses, and let me know how excited you are for this camera in the comments below. Did you use the M50 Mark I? What camera are you using right now? Do you have a YouTube channel? Let me know all of these things in the comments below. Subscribe, and that's all that I have for you. So thank you so much. All right.